The main engine gets the glory, but it runs on the work of smaller machines. Pumps moving every liquid on board, coolers carrying the heat away, compressors, purifiers, and the refrigeration that keeps stores alive. Auxiliary machinery is where engineers live day to day, and where the exams dig deep. In the next few minutes, how each machine actually works, what fails on it, and what the examiner asks. Pumps come in two families. Centrifugal. An impeller leans the liquid outward, smooth and simple, but it cannot suck air. It must be primed, and it hates running dry. Positive displacement. Gear, screw, and piston pumps that trap a volume and push itself, priming and strong. Which is why they always carry a relief valve, because a block discharge becomes a burst. The failure where examiners love is cavitation. Pressure at the suction falls, bubbles form and collapse against the impeller, and the pump eats itself with a sound like gravel. The cure lies on the suction side. Every machine on board makes heat, and coolers move it to the sea. Gel and tube, seawater through the tubes, the cool fluid around them. Plate coolers, thin plates stacked tight, hot and cold flowing in alternate gaps. The flows run opposite ways, counterflow, because that keeps the temperature difference working along the whole surface. What fails is the surface itself. Scale growth and block tubes show up as rising temperature differences. That is why logs track them daily. Fouling announces itself in numbers before it becomes a breakdown. Compressed air starts main engines and drives controls, and it is made the hard way. A piston squeezing air in stages, with a cooler between each stage because compression makes heat. The quiet enemy is water. Compressed air sheds moisture as it cools, so every stage drains and the receivers are drained on schedule, or the air lines rust and the control valves stick. Safety is built in and tested. Relief valves on every stage, bursting discs on the coolers, and the automatic unloader that lets the machine start against no load. Fuel and lube arrive dirty, and the purifier is the ship's centrifuge, a bowl spinning thousands of times a minute, slinging water and solids outward while clean oil flows from the center. Setup is precise. The gravity disk size to the oil's density, the correct temperature to thin the oil, and the bowl sealed with water before oil is admitted. Get it wrong and the machine tells you. A broken water seal sends oil to the sludge tank, the wrong disc lets water right through with the oil, and a vibrating bowl means stop now, not later. Refrigeration moves heat against its will. The compressor squeezes the refrigerant gas hot, the condenser cools it to liquid. The expansion valve drops its pressure, and a new evaporator boils, stealing heat from the cold room. Then the cycle repeats endlessly, and every fault is a symptom in that loop. Short of gas shows low pressures and bubbles in the psych class. Air in the system shows high condenser pressure. A flooded evaporator risks liquid not being back to the compressor. Examiners walk the cycle and ask where the pressures and temperatures sit at each corner. Learn the loop and every fault question becomes readable. Examiners test auxiliary machinery in patterns. Working principles. Centrifugal against positive displacement, counterflow cooling, the refrigeration cycle corner by corner. Faults and symptoms. Cavitation, fouling, water and air systems, a purifier losing its seal. And their operational questions. Starting a pump against a closed valve, patting a cooler in and out, restoring a tripped compressor. Work practice is what makes the answers automatic. That practice is what the workbook is for. Marine auxiliary machinery, pumps, coolers, compressors, purifiers, and refrigeration, with 240 practice questions and worked answers. The link is in the description, alongside the rest of the Maritime exam series. Keep the small machines happy, and the big one will follow.